Have you ever wondered why you can imagine the life you want, the income you want, the job, the business, the relationship? You can imagine it, you can envision it, but it never really becomes your reality. Now, what if the real problem isn't that you can't manifest your vision, but that your identity hasn't caught up with the vision that you see? Today, I'm going to show you why affirmations alone will not create the life you desire. But in order to create the lasting change that you really want to experience, you're going to have to close the identity gap so that your manifestations no longer feel impossible, but they will feel natural and familiar. Here's the key: identity creates manifestation. Most people think manifesting is about creating something that doesn't exist or creating something that they desire to see in their life. But manifesting is not just about attracting something you don't have, but it's really becoming the person who can hold what it is you desire to have. It's becoming the person with the capacity, the person who have the aligned belief and identity that naturally flows what it is they desire in their life. It's not something of a struggle. It's not something that feels impossible, but it's something that resonates and that is connected to who that person is. Let's think about it. Your current identity wasn't created overnight. It was built through past situations, past experiences, childhood conditioning, disappointments, emotional wounds, and repeated behaviors. And so when you begin to imagine a completely different future, something that you have never experienced before, your nervous system responds through resistance. And it's not because it's impossible, but it's because it's unfamiliar. This is why many people experience doubt and self-sabotage when they're going through the process of manifesting something that they've never had. They may also struggle with procrastination, imposter syndrome, and the fear of success. And it's only because their identity has not expanded to catch up with what it is they desire. And this happens so often. So many people who practice manifesting, they may go through the techniques and they may do the affirmations and they may do the quantum leaps, and they believe that as long as they do this work and they do whatever techniques that they believe is going to manipulate their mind to believe in a certain way, that they should have what it is they desire to have. And so that's the process of manifesting. But the problem is no one is able to hold and maintain what it is that they're manifesting. They can attract something temporarily, but they can't hold it and continue to maintain it from a long-term basis. And it's only because they are really not aligned to it. So they can attract a new relationship and get married and then go through a divorce and breakup because that relationship really wasn't aligned to who they really needed to be in order to maintain the healthy relationship. Or they may attract the new job, the new business, income, money increasing, and then they get into debt, or they deal with layoffs or losing the job or something, and they struggle with maintaining it, maintaining the finances, maintaining the new house, because things are a struggle when you don't have the capacity and your identity doesn't align with what it is you're calling in. So before I talk about the biggest mistake that people are struggling with when it comes to aligning their identity and attracting what they desire, I want to first invite you to join my free 7-day Soul Rise experience. This is your opportunity to learn more about identity-based manifestation, and I'm going to help you learn how to regulate your nervous system, how to align yourself and to emotionally heal, how to be the best version of you that naturally attracts what it is you desire to manifest in your life. So if you're ready to attract more love, more wealth, more health, I want to invite you to go ahead and join my 7-day free Soul Rise Manifestation. You can click the link in this message, or you can also comment or DM me the word rise and I'll share more details. So let's get into it. One of the biggest mistakes that people are making when it comes to manifesting and aligning their identity to attract what it is they desire is the mistake of forcing their beliefs. You have to stop trying to believe harder. Belief is not what transforms your identity. And people do this by repeating their affirmations, thinking that they are gonna believe the way they need to believe and create the change that they really desire. And it doesn't work that way. Real change happens when your identity changes through repeated evidence. Every time you make a different choice, every time you respond differently, every time you honor your boundaries, every time you keep your promise to yourself, every time you regulate your emotions instead of just reacting, you give your brain evidence. So let's think about that. Instead of you constantly attracting the same unhealthy relationship over and over again, you begin to make different decisions. You begin to make different choices. You respond differently. You have different boundaries, and you no longer have room for those unhealthy relationships. This is what rewires your brain, is through repeated experiences. Not just simply wishful thinking. It's not just about the affirmations and the techniques. It's about you being intentional about transforming yourself. And you do this by making different decisions, different choices, showing up differently. This is creating new evidence that is teaching your brain that you have a new identity, that you are aligning yourself to receive what it is you desire to attract. And what happens is your nervous system, it stops treating your future desire as a threat. See, right now, because who you've been used to being is so far away from who you're becoming and what you desire to attract, the person that is aligned with what it is you want to attract, because there's a gap there, you have to close that gap. But in order to close that gap, you have to do the identity work so that your nervous system no longer sees that new thing as a threat because it's so unfamiliar and it's so unknown, but it begins to believe it and see it as a natural way of you receiving what it is you are already aligned to receive. And that's when the confidence shows up. Not because you forced it and you deliberately tried to repeat these affirmations and control how you think and see things, but because you have become it, because you are the person who is aligned to receive it naturally. I want you to comment identity, because this is how you're going to transform your identity. This next step that I'm about to share with you. Here's the thing. Manifestation becomes easier when your identity feels natural. When that new identity of the person that you need to become to align yourself to receive what it is you desire, when that feels natural, when that feels more you, that is when you will see your manifestation come easier. Here's an example, just like brushing your teeth. You brush your teeth every day, right? It's not something you have to manifest. You don't have to manifest brushing your teeth. This is something that you do every day. It's part of your identity. You are a person who brushes your teeth every day, right? That's who you are. That's your identity. Same with abundance. People who naturally create opportunities, people who naturally build wealth, they are abundant. They're abundant people. It comes naturally because that's who they are naturally. People who naturally create healthy relationships, that's who they are. They attract natural, healthy relationships, and it comes naturally to them. You don't have to wake up every morning convincing yourself that is who you are. Instead, your behaviors just flow with who you are naturally being as a person. Manifestation is not chasing, it's becoming. Again, it's not about these techniques of quantum leaps and affirmations, which all of those things are great. And if they work for you and you can do them, but the problem is when you rely on them and expect them to maintain the things that you're attracting in your life, they're not lasting, because you have to become the person who is naturally aligned to receive it. And it all starts with your identity. If today's message really resonated with you, you will really enjoy Soul Rise. I want to invite you to join my 7-day Soul Rise experience. Go ahead and comment the word RISE, RISE, or you can DM me. I'll send you details, or you can click the link in the show notes that will take you directly to the Soul Rise community, or you can go to soulrise.club, CLUB, and join us there. Be sure to share this message with others. Make sure you follow me because I have so much more to come, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.